So for your cardiovascular activity during your active treatment phase, we would recommend that you try and do up to 20 minutes of light to moderate activity up to 6 days a week. However, we're very mindful of how tiring the process can be, and therefore we'd encourage you to do as much as you feel able to do. So these are our exercises for you during your active phase of treatment or after you've had surgery. So our first exercise is called Open Out, and Alice here is in a lovely side-lying position. She's got her head resting on a pillow so that she's comfortable, palms together and knees bent to around 90 degrees. So what we're going to ask Alice to do is she's going to slide this top hand forwards before she begins the movement. She's then going to open the hand out up towards the ceiling and over as far as she can in the other direction with her head following the movement. We're then going to ask her to gently bring the arm back. In terms of range, we'd like you to go as far as you feel comfortable to feeling that first stretch. You shouldn't be pushing into pain, okay? And we should feel that the chest is opening across the front of the body, and you may also feel that you're getting some stretch in the thoracics on the back as well. You shouldn't feel any pain with this movement. And in terms of repetition, we'd ask you to do 10 repetitions twice a day, and that's every day to begin with. So this is our windmill activity. So again, Alice is laying in side-lying position with her head nicely supported on a pillow, palms together at the front. In order to complete this exercise, we're going to ask Alice to take the hand up over the head, windmilling backwards as she goes, allowing the head to follow the hand, turning as far as she feels comfortable to that first stretch on the outside and bringing the hand back round. The knees stay on the mat throughout the duration of this exercise, and she needs to do this within comfort limits. So we're not asking you to push into pain with this activity. You may also feel a little bit of stretching through the back, so through the thoracic. And in terms of repetition, we'd ask you to do 10 repetitions twice a day. So this is our child's pose exercise. In order to complete this activity, we're going to ask Alice to come into 4-point kneeling position. Okay. She's then going to put her hands a little bit further forwards, keeping most of the weight through her knees. She's going to sit her bottom backwards, keeping the hands where they are in place, tucking the chin a little bit, taking a nice deep breath there, and then coming back up into the beginning position. Lovely. I'm going to ask Alice just to repeat that movement a couple of times. When she gets down into this position here, she should be feeling a nice stretch through the underarm, maybe a little bit through the neck as well, possibly a little bit through the middle of the back. We shouldn't feel any pain, and we'd encourage you only to go into a mild stretch. No pain should be felt during this movement. In terms of repetition, we'd ask you to do 10 repetitions twice a day. So this is our scapular slide exercise. In order to complete this, Alice is laying on the mat, feet shoulder width apart and the knees are bent. She has a yellow band there that we've placed behind the back, okay? And what she's going to do is she's going to take the arms up towards the ceiling. You can see the band there becomes taut. With the arms staying straight, we would ask Alice just to push towards the ceiling, okay? And then bring the shoulder blades back without bending the arms. If we can ask you to complete that movement for a few repetitions, please, Alice. Alice is demonstrating this beautifully. One thing just to note, we want to make sure that we're not getting flaring through the lower ribs, so the lower ribs are not raising towards the ceiling as we're bringing the shoulder blades back. In terms of repetition with this exercise, we'd ask you to do 10 repetitions, 2 sets every day. So this is our glute bridge activity. So in order to complete this, Alice is lying on the mat for us. She's got her feet at shoulder width distance apart, knees bent and palms facing the ceiling. The shoulders should be nice and relaxed and open across the chest. We're going to ask Alice to tilt her pelvis so she flattens her back into the floor, creating a tilt backwards of the pelvis there. We're then going to ask her to push through her bottom muscles and her legs to lift the hips up off the floor without flaring through the chest, okay? She's going to take a breath and then come back down. Alice, can we ask you to complete a few of those, please? So in terms of repetition, this speed is perfect. We'd ask her to go no faster. And we're expecting that the bottom muscles, the muscles on the backs of the legs, start to kick in with a few repetitions. If you feel any activity in your lower back with this exercise, please feel free to revisit the video so you can set yourself up correctly to feel the leg muscles working more over the back. In terms of repetition, we would ask you to do 10 repetitions twice a day. So this is our low and medium row activity. As you can see, Alice is seated, but you can do this in standing also. She has a light band here, so the yellow band is the lightest band that we have. So please don't go too heavy with this. So Alice is going to pull the band towards her pockets, okay? Not past her body though, just to her pockets, and then a medium row with elbows to the side. We're encouraging the shoulder blades to come backwards and opening through the chest. In terms of work, we should feel that the muscles in the back of the shoulder are working, maybe a little bit into the lat. We shouldn't feel any pain. And in terms of repetition, we get you to do 10 repetitions twice a day. So this is our single leg stand activity. So you're welcome to take some support from the wall or the door to begin with, but we encourage you not to lean, okay? So Alice is going to lift up her right leg. She's going to take the weight onto her heel in the left leg, making sure that the knee is not locked. She's going to count to 10, and then she's going to return that right foot back to the floor. We should feel that the glute muscles and the muscles on the back of the leg on the left-hand side start to kick in. You shouldn't feel any pain or discomfort with this activity, and we would ask you to do 10 repetitions twice a day on both legs.